Here we got a 2018 Ranger 570 mid-size. I'm going to be showing you how to put a tip-out windshield on. You can see this one already has a roof on it. We're going to want to go ahead and take that roof off, and it'll make the installation a lot smoother. Here we have the windshield itself. You should have a couple shocks in the box on the right hand side there, the windshield, and then any associated hardware. I believe the hardware is already kind of pre-installed on the hinges down in there, but we'll get this windshield taken out of the box and brought over to the machine. With the roof off, you should be able to gain access to those two holes. There's two holes on each side. That is where the windshield actually mounts. And we'll get the windshield set up into place, take the hardware out of the hinges, and set it in there. It should be pretty close to fitting right off the bat. Here we have the windshield loosely sitting in the frame. It's resting on the plastic risers on the bottom, and it's just nothing is holding it down at this point. On the hinge up here we have two bolts. Both of them have washers under the head, and then goes through the bracket. And then there's this rubber kind of gasket spacer just to kind of help absorb shock, I think, probably more than anything. We want to tip this down so that we can get the bolts started in the holes. Get the bolts to go through the holes, and then start by putting the nuts on the back side. I'll go ahead and get them started here and then show you what to do next. Here I've gotten both the top right and left hinge pretty much fully installed. What I like to do is actually tighten down the bolts and then back them off about a half a turn so there's still some movement there, and then actually take the window and manually open and close it by hand a couple times, and then slide it, left and right as necessary to get it so that it fits well. There is some amount of adjustment there, so get it so it fits well, so it's not rubbing on the left or right hand side, and once you feel it's good, go ahead and tighten down those bolts up top. Here we're to the point of hooking up the shocks. How that works is we take this bracket here, bolt it to them two holes on that tab right there, and then the shock actually gets pushed onto that ball end on the windshield. Now we will need to open the windshield in order to put the shocks on the first time, otherwise we'll have to compress them, which is like impossible to do. So what we got to do is take the bolts out of this. This has welded nuts on the back side. So take the bolts out, slide the bracket behind the holes, go through the holes with the bolts, tighten them down. Do that on both sides. And then we will open the windshield with one arm and hook up the shocks with the other. So here I have both shocks bolted into position at the bottom. I don't know if I'll be able to get a video of this by myself, but I need to take that grab handle with one hand, hold the windshield open, and then with my free hand just take the ball end of the shock and just pop it over the stud on the windshield. And at that point we'll actually push the windshield open. I'll get that put on here, and you'll see what it looks like at the end. Here I got the shocks installed onto the ball joint end. They just pop on. If you ever do need to take them off, you can pop a little screwdriver underneath that clip. If you can pry that bracket open, you can pop them right off the ball. So this would be the open position, the tipped out position. You can drive the machine like this. That's how they're designed. On a warm day or a dusty day, you can get a little airflow, not have all that dust billow in the cab. And then when you decide that, hey, it's starting to rain, it's getting kind of nasty, you can pull down there, and then you have a lock on each side. And now you are in the locked position. Basically it's just a fixed window at this point, and it's kind of the best of both worlds. At this point the windshield is fully installed, so you're good to go there. If you had a roof on it, just throw the roof back on and you can head out and ride. Thanks for watching.